To the inexperienced eye, one frame does not always show the complete story of a movie. This scene could easily be mistaken for friends having a chat after a Sunday afternoon ride on their favorite seaside road. But let me assure you, this is not the case. We're somewhere special. We're in a country with a border that is longer than the distance from the north of Norway to the south of Spain, where the ocean kisses the desert, where the wind howls and sweeps the sand and the dust under your skin, where the day breaks into cold humidity and obliges you to wear thermal underwear, while the afternoon heat makes the sweat run down your spine. Where you head north and happy green had better not be your favorite color. Where the endless straight roads never seem to end until the sudden corners awaken you from your slumbering state. Where you can't respect speed limits without imagining ending up like one of the many perished along the road, hypnotized by the slow progress of the roads. Where trucks in endless rows strip the land of its valuable minerals, and where the salt seems to leak out from every pore of the boiling hot desert. We're exploring Chile. Our initial plan for this trip was different, but things don't always go as planned. Our intention was to ride over the Paso Caracoles de los Libertadores into Mendoza, Argentina. But as it seemed, this was not meant to be. So we changed our plans and moved north inside the Chilean boundaries. Our first thought on our trip to the north, Chile is an abandoned country, a place where time stopped and people just started to do something different. Trains were abandoned, and trucks became the new means of transport. Some mines closed, others opened. The land in between, arid and dead, just lies there, waiting for the wind to move it around. At the same time, the north of the country blows us away with its beauty. San Pedro de Atacama is a little too touristy for our taste. But when you discover the surroundings, it's obvious why they're here. Whether it's the last stretch of the main road into the village, or on the steep way out towards the heights of the Salar de Loyoques, everything is just wow. The colors and views are stunning. Yellow, red, purple, blue skies, volcanoes, magic. Be aware, the air is thin. You need to pay attention to your physique. Running up and down like we do leads to altitude sickness. Not such a pleasant experience. We need to descend. We leave San Pedro via the salt flats. Seen from one direction, they look just like sand. Seen from the other, they are white plains. We're on tracks now, but these also are straight and long. They are made of salt. Remove with care, as it will eat your wheels along the way. A small disappointment awaits at the Mano del Desierto. We imagined a hand sticking out of the soil in the middle of nowhere, but it was not to be. The famous hand is just 100 meters from the roadside and accessible to all. Still, photogenic and worth the postcard. We follow the coast where the cold Pacific battles the hard sand and the road meanders along the waves. We enjoy some moments in the sun, which is rare, as most of the time ocean clouds are stuck against the rising mountainside. The inland is hot, the coast humid and often gray. Still, places like the Pan de Azúcar and Punto de Chorros need to be on your trip list. This place also feels deserted at this moment. Even the whales have left, and they don't allow us even a glimpse. They say it's not the season. And then we leave the ocean for a last stretch inland. Tired of the desert, we look for fields and fertile ground on our final stretch towards Santiago. Lakes and green oases accompany our way. Endless corners and perfect asphalt. An occasional dirt road. The trip wasn't what we had planned and hoped for, but after more than 4,500 kilometers, the beauty of some of the places will stay with us forever. And there's still the whole of the south to discover.